Welcome back to Locker Room Boys, ladies, gentlemen, anyone watching. It is episode 69. I know, I feel like I can't say it with a straight face, but it's me a business episode. Sometimes it's all laughing games. Even though we'll have some laughs too, but it'll be we'll keep it a little more professional this episode. We've got an entrepreneur here, Alex, joining us again. You saw him a couple episodes ago. Yeah, we're kind of gonna break down and see what's going on. So how you been? What you been up to?
Not much, just busy. Just got back from Miami. Finally able to get back our powers back on. Some debris on the streets. Some streets are blocked off from all the flooding, but other than that, Tampa looks pretty good.
It's crazy. Yeah, Tampa's been through the ringer.
Yeah, yeah.
Western Florida didn't used to be where it got destroyed, but now it's been Western Florida getting just rocked.
Week after week, two back to back.
Damn. Yeah, I ran a bunch of errands today, but yeah, I mean, we could kind of jump into the business. I mean,
Let's
so I
do
guess
it.
first question, what kind of business did you start?
So I started a residential and commercial cleaning company. Basically, what we have to offer are all the normal types of cleans: a deep clean, a standard clean. Let's say you're moving out and you need your place ready for like someone else, for another tenant to move in. We do that. We also work with realtors getting their properties ready for showings. We do Airbnb turnovers before guests check in, changing the sheets, doing the laundry, all that kind of stuff. We also do post construction cleanings, which is when there's dust all over the floor. Let's say they ripped out the drywalls on the like the drywalls in the home and there's dust everywhere. We'll go in there, clean everything up, make it look like there was no construction done.
Oh yeah, very nice, very nice. And why'd you start a cleaning business? I mean, there's so many glamorous businesses out there, and you started something totally, I wouldn't say glamorous at all, but why'd you start it?
Yeah, everyone asks me that. So, obviously, cleaning has been around forever. Cleaning businesses have been around for forever. But everyone right now is doing like young entrepreneurs are doing like fitness coaching. They're doing coaching on scaling businesses, all this stuff. I didn't really see anything on social media about cleaning businesses until I came across this one guy. I don't remember his username on TikTok, talking about how easy it was to scale. Basically, all you need to do is like file for an LLC, set up a website, do a job posting on Indeed and get cleaners, and you could run ads anywhere and do it all remotely. So I was like, gee, I don't even need to just do it in Tampa. I can scale this to different cities and whatnot once we get off the ground. So I went from there. I got my partner on board, and yeah, ever since it's been hasn't definitely not been smooth sailing, but it's definitely going really well.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you hear about like the successful entrepreneurs and you ask them, "Oh, what kind of business do you start?" You don't hear like fitness guru, although there are those, but you ask the older ones and it's like, "Yeah, I own 1,000 laundromats. I own 1,000 Popeyes." Like some like random, not pretty, not glamorous businesses, and it's just
Yeah,
like it's cool to see a young kid or young man, however you want to put it, being able to start a business that's just not as glamorous and it's cool to see. I look up to it too. Try to learn.
yeah, yeah. So like I think right now to add on to what you were saying, it's like everyone's doing like TikTok shop or like reselling, all that kind of stuff. I feel like this isn't like a most people that own cleaning businesses are on the older side. So I feel like the marketing I could take over in the marketing aspect because you most people would say that an older person wouldn't have like the experience with social media and all that stuff. So I've really been utilizing it to help our business.
Absolutely. And honestly, I think if you get more people too, it's probably harder to get. But like the direct to consumer, like I'm about to go hire a cleaning person to come into my house and clean like once a month or every other
Right.
week, just to like I don't want to like mop and do all that stuff all the time. And
Definitely
I
not.
know most people they're not doing a deep clean of their house. Like yeah, like
Right.
obviously I'm washing the dishes, I'm wiping the
Right.
counters, but I'm not doing a deep bathroom clean every other week or to that extent that I
Yeah.
should like.
Right. Yeah, no, on our website, there's a checklist for all the different cleanings that we offer. And like for example, the dishes inside the fridge, inside the oven would just be an add-on. Because typically the normal person that's looking at cleaning is already doing the dishes themselves, right? And a fridge
Yeah.
isn't something that needs to be cleaned on a recurring basis. It's more just like every few months, you know?
Yeah.
So the type of things that like you wouldn't clean yourself are all included on our checklist, like dusting or cleaning of the baseboards, that kind of stuff, you know?
Definitely. So I guess you kind of got into it a bit that with the marketing, the add-ons, is how are you distinguishing, um, what's the name is FC cleaning?
Yeah,
No,
first class cleanings.
first class cleaning. So how does first class cleaning separate themselves from other cleaning providers or cleaning services?
Yeah. So most cleaning services, they'll send like a different cleaner every time, right? They'll send their best cleaner right when they book, and then someone will call back and say, "Oh, I loved how this cleaner did. Can I book recurring?" And then they'll just send anyone who's available, right? So we like to build a relationship with our clients as to where they can get the same cleaner every time at their house, so they can build a relationship and trust us. We're not like a big corporate company. We're more of like a mom and pop, I like to say, where we really pay attention to like our relationship with our customers. If they need anything specifically done that week, like let's say a little bit of organizing, we can help them out with that. We're very flexible in that
Oh, that's
aspect. So
awesome. That's
yeah,
kind of like how like I'm in like the financial sales business, and it's like they want to like once I build a relationship, they always come to me. It's like my clients. They stay with me. Any sort of business where you build that relationship and that trust, and they want to stick
yeah,
with you. They don't. It's not dealing with a new person every time. And that kind of, I guess, in that sense, the relationship aspect.
yeah.
Um, I guess as far as I mean, every business has plenty of problems, issues, nonstop from the beginning. What are your typical like biggest challenges you run into on a day-to-day basis?
I would say just honestly finding good cleaners. At first, that was really hard. Finding people that you can trust because you're sending these people into someone else's home. Remember, so like you have to trust them that they're not going to do anything illegal and background check them and whatnot. So we really have a long hiring process that includes background checks, two interviews, reference calling, all that kind of stuff. So we can really trust the cleaners. And at first, it took a while for us to find a really good team of cleaners, but right now we've got about 13 cleaners on board that we can actually trust. And we're not really having any more schedule conflicts because we have so many people that, like, I guess you could say providers to choose from. Where at first we were getting so many bookings and we didn't have enough staff. So it was like me and my partner were going out there and doing cleanings ourselves, which just was not ideal for how much business we were getting.
That's awesome. I mean, and
Yeah.
that the last part is not ideal, but it's awesome that your problem was too many sales and too busy. I mean,
Yeah,
Steve
it's
Jobs
definitely one of the
was,
best problems you could have for starting a business.
yeah, for sure. So I guess as far as how are you getting leads? How are you getting these clients?
Yeah, so I don't want to spill all of our secrets to the public, but we're using a few paid lead sources. We do a lot of outreach, email campaigns, all that kind of stuff with lists of realtors and all and people in the area. So those have been going really well for us. Of course, we pay for search engine optimization to help us with our Google, like our leads from Google and the internet.
Do you kick back
Yeah.
realtors like they provide you a new client? Do you like kick them back like some
We
money?
haven't dealt with that yet. We more so work directly with them where it's like we work with a lot of people that flip houses. We work with a lot of Airbnb hosts, as I said. We don't really get too much referrals from them, although that would be nice. But yeah, we always will make sure to treat our customers well and give them a discount for referrals and whatnot.
Absolutely, I love that. And then I guess
Hmm.
we're both pretty young people. I've run some business ventures before and kind of gotten laughed at a bit when I was younger. I mean, it's got to be difficult at 21 trying to run a
Yeah,
business,
yeah.
and I mean, I'm assuming all your cleaning people aren't younger than you. Maybe some are, but
Right.
do customers and cleaners try to take advantage of you because you're younger?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to act super professional towards the cleaners because a lot of them are at least 20 years older than me. So you have to like make it so that they're not just gonna try and take advantage of you or use you or whatever. And then the customers, you just got to act professional and most of them will respect the fact that you're a young college kid trying to make money, and that'll make them more inclined to wanting to use you as opposed to giving their money to some huge corporate company that does probably hundreds of thousands of bookings a year in many different states. In terms of like being made fun of and all that stuff, I mean, people are always going to hate on you, right? As a young entrepreneur, when they see you succeed, people are going to reach out to you, make fun of like how much you're posting, what you're posting, and like most of the time they're just lazy, wanting to work a 9 to 5 and do that for the rest of their life. So
Yeah,
in a few years, like when they're miserable at their desk in New York City, and I'm able to just work from home and go to the gym whenever I want and live kind of like my own lifestyle, it'll all be jokes.
for sure. I think Alex Hormozy says everyone's a hater and they make fun of you and whatever until you a couple years of you grinding your tail off and then it
Exactly.
hits and then they all want to be you or be with you or live that lifestyle that you
Oh yeah,
just worked your ass to get to.
most certainly.
So, absolutely. And then I guess kind of moving forward, I mean, like, you haven't been in this too long, but how has this affected you, like, personally? Like, starting your own business, like, what does
Oh
this
yeah.
entail?
Um, I mean, it's definitely hard balancing being a student and doing this at the same time. Being in class and getting calls at the same time from customers, I have to coordinate with my partner when I'm not going to be able to take calls, and vice versa when he's not going to be able to take calls. But yeah, the biggest challenge has been just school and this at the same time.
Absolutely. Then I guess as far as funding goes, did you need, like, startup capital? Did you raise money? Did you have savings? Or was it pretty, you didn't need a lot of startup?
Yeah, one of the beautiful things about starting a company like this or for home services, you don't need a ridiculous amount of money to start out. I think me and my partner both invested around $2,000 to $3,000 to start out, which is pretty insane considering most people can't even start a business without investors and funding, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, I
Really,
mean,
it's just the startup expenses are really just filing for an LLC, which I don't know. I think that costs about like 50 to $100 depending on if you put a rush on it or not. Um, Building a website. What else is there? And then I guess just paying for marketing platforms that you want to use, whether it's paid leads, local service ads, that kind of stuff, pay per click, Facebook ads.
definitely. I mean, if you could, I mean, I know you're still very new to this, but if you could give one piece of advice to someone that they're looking to start their own business, what would that be?
I would say not to rush anything, but also not to be like putting things to the side. I mean that by like yeah, I would just say
Like to
that's a
not do
hard
it
question.
hastily, do it the right way, but with all good things, it takes time.
Yeah, yeah, like not when I say not trying to put a rush on anything, I mean like if you're gonna scale it to multiple locations, make sure that you're like getting one location down at a time and not just trying to rush anything because that's how a business will go from up top to just completely out of business. You want to make sure
Def
that you're able to focus on one area and build relationships with customers. That's how all the referrals and whatnot come. So
Definitely. And what areas are you servicing right now?
right now we're servicing Tampa, St. Petersburg, as well as Clearwater. Also Indian Rocks, Dunedin, which are like probably not areas you've heard of unless you're from Florida. But we're looking to move to Miami in a few months. We want to get Tampa, this area down before we go there. But I just see a lot of potential in Miami with there being so much wealth and so much real estate.
Do you see yourself going into like say Orlando markets, Jacksonville? Um,
No, maybe Orlando, but I just think the bigger the city and the more properties, the better opportunities there are. So maybe
you
down
know,
the line we'll end up just doing the whole state, but that's probably in a few years to come, you know?
fun fact, Jacksonville is the biggest city in the country by land.
That I didn't even that I couldn't even have told you that it was big.
Yeah, Jacksonville's the biggest city in the country just by purely like land mass. Um,
Right.
Not by population. It might be the biggest in the state of Florida by population, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna
That's
check it.
interesting.
Um, So now I'm really curious. Yeah, Jacksonville's the biggest city in Florida, by the way. So little
There we
fun
go.
fact. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, as far as other questions go, I mean, really don't have a ton else as far as in that sense. Do you have anything for me, or do you
Yeah,
want
one
to?
thing. Yeah. One thing I was wondering was what like steered you towards running Sunday Chirps and then like bringing golf in with the podcast and whatnot.
So it was a couple things. I was running a couple years ago. I was running Vector Apparel, which was a clothing company I had, and I realized I needed to kind of grow my organic basis because I didn't have
Yeah.
the capital to spend on digital marketing. Because if you're not spending at least like 500 minimum on like
Right.
advertising over the course of several months, you're not going to be able to grow the company. So I wanted to build up an organic basis. I was doing the golf content for a few years. Back in 2021, I started doing golf videos. Before it was like relatively big. I just wanted. I was so inconsistent, but I wanted to get back on the consistency. And I always wanted to do a podcast because I was like, I love talking about hockey, golf,
Right.
just shooting shit. I love talking in general.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where I went with that. And then I like kind of put them together as one, the podcast and the golf. The golf was like Jared Pine Golf.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, just merge it as one, put an umbrella under it. And then I put the pod with the golf on the same YouTube channel. But about a year and a half ago, I separated them out because they're just too different. Of while they're
Right.
together, but the YouTube algorithm I think wants them separate. But yeah, I just like I love talking to new people. So even like we have a regular crew of guys, but I like to bring on people like you, hear your story out,
Right. Right.
bring on interesting people in sports, media, anything I like, kind of like the Joe Rogan experience where he just like talks to interesting people and
Right.
people I want to speak with.
Yeah. That's super dope. There we go.
But yeah, I mean, there's not that much else. I mean, we could kind of close up shop, keep it a quick pod.
All right. Sounds
Anything
good.
else? Yeah, I
No,
mean,
that
we'll
was
have to
about
have
it.
you
Thanks for
on
having me
soon.
on.
Absolutely. We'll have you on again soon and been a couple pods with you and it's been good. So best of luck on the business. We'll link the socials in the bio and first class cleaning and Sunday chirps to the moon, baby.
Here we go. All right. Thank you.